Oh yeah, it's a black screen because the video isn't playing yet. I was wondering, I'm like, wait a minute. Well, let me. Anyway, anybody that ends up watching this, hello. Today is my birthday. So today we're going to be watching Reliving the Best Night of My Life. We're going to be watching the Landover show that I went to, my first DC concert, and it was a memorable one for sure. It's great. So we're gonna watch this. We'll wait for some people to come in. We're not gonna wait super long, but we're gonna wait a handful of minutes, and then we'll get right into it. And Tyler's with me tonight, so he's
Hello.
joining me again. Hopefully he enjoys watching this as well. I'm sure everybody probably will enjoy watching it. Um, it's definitely something I've been looking forward to doing for about a month now, knowing that I was going to do this on my birthday because it finally landed on a Friday. So I was like, what perfect day to do this stream was on Friday. So
Look
Hello.
who's here.
Case, you made it.
Yeah, I'm at work, but I'm doing jack shit right now.
That's fair.
Yep.
So
Do I
I
sound all
just
right?
live shows and songs is in the chat. Hello, welcome. So live shows tonight is a special night, as I just got done saying. Today's my birthday, and we are going to relive the show that I went to back in May, and we'll discuss anything that you guys want to discuss with me after the song is over. We'll kind of just do it like as we've been doing, and we'll go from there. But welcome in. I'm glad to see you. Everyone should enjoy tonight. I think. I think everybody will enjoy tonight.
Yep. Also, happy birthday again.
Thank you, Case. I appreciate that. But yeah, my brother, he got me that the thing I sent you and Tyler. He got me a canvas print of. I remember I sent him that photo, and I said, "Man, wouldn't this be cool to be printed on something?" And I forgot that I even said that. Um, and then he sent me that. He got me that, and then he got me that custom ticket from Landover because they don't really make tickets like that, I guess, in the States anymore. I know, I think Europe they have actual ticket stubs still, I think, but the US they don't. So he got me a custom Landover ticket, which was pretty cool. So we'll wait a little bit, couple more minutes, and then we'll get started into it. And like I said, we'll stop after pretty much each song as we go down. We might play two as the set list continues. Um, but then that gives you guys to ask me questions or anything you want to know about what I was thinking or anything like that. Like we did, kind of like we did for Tyler's birthday while watching Toronto and stuff. So basically, you guys can just ask me any thoughts that come to your mind.
I'm down. I haven't heard Tyler say a word this whole time.
Keep focused.
Yeah, that's one word.
Yeah, we won't talk about that here, but I know what uh, he hasn't had the best afternoon, I should say.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, dude.
I'll shoot you a message on Facebook.
Okay.
Well, I could put it in the dungeon, but yeah.
And is there anything else I need to say? No, we'll wait. I'll give it to about maybe 6 or 7 minutes, and then we'll get started. But yeah, today was my birthday. Always seems like it's just another day, even though there are times. Fun fact: Tyler was the first one to wish me happy birthday. He was the first, bright and early.
Well, is that surprising? Like you know how late I get off work.
That's true. 12:18 a.m. He was the very first person. The funny thing was, Gremlin was actually at 150 something this morning, which was wild as well. I was like, damn, you actually remembered that?
Any what are you thinking of doing tonight on Twitch?
What? I don't know yet. Like, I want to
Well,
go with game shows, obviously, I think, but Like, I don't know if I want to just start with Wheel of Fortune and see how many people show up, and if we're having a good time, why end it, type of thing. And I've also thought also about maybe do we start with Family Feud, but I just don't want to end the streams, you know. I don't know. I think I might just start with Wheel of Fortune, and if we're having a good time and there's people in here, we might as well just let it keep going. Is what I'm thinking.
I'm good with that.
What'd you say, Case? Oh, I guess one thing I should say, with the whole, like I said, I put Whitechapel Ghost Videos, the one who recorded the show. Um, so I gave them a shout out in the description. I don't know if they get notified if I do the @ symbol in their name. Um, but I did put that in there. I will say they tried. I think they tried to do some fancy stuff with the show. So, like for example, like If You Want Blood has a lot of like most of the show is obviously recorded, but I think they did a lot of like cool like they tried to do like little fancy like things with the beginning of it, along with for those about to rock towards the middle. But like I said, every song starts off with the Power Up Tour logo on the screen, and then it like fades into the actual recording. The only down part, which I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I think like the first like minute of Rock and Roll Train is just the Power Up Tour logo, and then it fades in. So that's about the only song that gets taken up, uh, like a good chunk. But I personally like this recording of the show the most because this guy or girl was either it was no more than maybe a row or two behind me. That's why I like it the most because it gives the visual of where I was at, and the sound of it you know how sometimes people record it and the sound's a little bit different from when you were actually there. But this recording sounds exactly how I heard it that night, which also is the reason why I love this one. And I'll get into some other details later, but I think it's a good time to start. So wait, hold on. What just popped up? All right. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with If You Want Blood, and then we'll pause. And if Case, Tyler, live shows, anybody else that's in here, if you guys have anything you want to ask me or say, um, we'll talk about it. But let's start. I think let's start this party. Sorry about that. I didn't remember they got too fancy with If You Want Blood. I forgot about that whole fucking random shit. Um, but
What'd you say?
I
Sorry.
said I forgot about how fancy they got there at the beginning with their random like
I know. I
slides and
thought I
shit.
was going on an acid trip or something.
That's the only song that really does that. Most of the rest of them are, perfectly fine. Um,
Yeah.
but
I assume that they like reminding us it's the power up tour.
like I said, it was the best version for me that I loved is this person who recorded it. Um, I at first I kind of got like when Brian had the late "I want you to bleed for me," I kind of thought maybe he was hearing like he didn't hear it correctly. But then I realized he just did it that way because he wanted to.
O'Brien.
Yeah, exactly. So either of you have anything you want to say, put in, ask me anything?
Well, I mean, so genuine question. What was your main reaction when the first like chords rang out in the song? Like, was it just
I
like a sense of finally I get to see him?
That didn't hit me yet. Weirdly enough, the realization hasn't hit me yet at this point. Like as when it first started, I didn't. It hasn't like came to my brain that I'm here. Like to me, I'm just like I'm just hearing. I'm watching them on like a big screen and big speakers is how I felt at first, right? But as soon as like I went insane, as soon as I heard Stevie start ripping into "If You Want Blood," it was over from the start. Um, but it was the best thing I've ever seen. Case, it really was.
Yeah, I agree. That was my reaction too, pretty much. It had
Like
been
it
like
took
eight
me,
years.
yeah, it took me probably. I think it was about the middle of Back in Black is when I finally realized I was there.
Mhm.
Because then I'm like, oh shit, like when it gave me like my hair stands up thinking about me standing in the stand like in the crowd and I just see Angus run out to the stage with Brian. I'm like I literally am looking at them. Like I'm not seeing them on a screen. I can literally
Yeah.
look at them.
I didn't even waste time looking at screens, dude. I only watched them.
Right. I think I was mixed in between. Like I kept looking up at the screen because I could see them better, but then I kept looking at the stage and like I again it was my first one, so I was trying to take every aspect of everything to like
Man,
soak it in.
I was so lucky. I was so close to like I was right behind the mosh pit basically.
Hmm.
So I was close enough to just watch them from
Yeah.
like on stage. I didn't have to look at any screens.
And I
And
think
that was nice.
if they come to the states again, I think my I will take a different approach on how I absorb the second show since I've already gotten the initial experience of the first one, like that's the very first concert, the whole thing. I think I would definitely take a different like way of enjoying it in a different way. I'm
I have
still
to say
gonna be
having
crazy, but like the whole like the first time thing will be out. So now it's like okay, now I can like go about it in just a slightly like different way, kind of, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes any
having
sense, but
ACDC be your first concert is crazy, dude. Like
well,
actually insane.
I've always said that if I want to see them as my first concert, like I will miss out on anybody else, but I want to see them as my first. So okay, let's keep it going. Let's get to Back in Black.
Nice sweet. I noticed something funny about that.
About what?
That like the Back in Black video that you just played. That one. Uh,
Yeah, what?
Brian grabs his balls and squeezes to hit a high note, which I think is fucking hilarious.
But I mean, he can still do it though.
He can do it, man. And the interesting thing is, I was listening to the show I went to this morning,
Hmm.
like while detailing cars. It's shocking how similar this whole American leg sounds. Like every show is a hit, like a hit home run kind of deal.
Like they sounded great from Minneapolis to Cleveland, like from April 10th
Exactly.
to May 28th. I still think, I mean, as much as good as Madrid recently was in Dusseldorf and all of them, I still think the North American leg of 2025 is the best stretch of shows in the whole Power Up tour.
I do agree. Yeah, I agree with you.
I think it
I don't
was
know why.
a high
I think
note.
it just is.
Yeah, I agree. But it was
I'm
at this
also oh sorry, dude.
no, I was gonna say it was at this point is when the realization I'm here, like that, like, and then it wasn't like crazy as it sounds. As much as Back in Black, I always say the studio track gets overplayed. Listening to it live, it really made me realize how much I love this band. Like it just brought like the whole like everything came full circle. Like these are the guys. Like these are my guys. You know.
And I
And it was
told you that you would think that, which is the funny part. Because I mean, I even thought the same way back in the day when I first saw them. I was like, "Ah, Back in Black, it's good, but it's overplayed." And then to hear it live is so surreal.
hearing anything is surreal at this point. Um, but it's crazy. Even like all of the big overplayed stuff, it was it was crazy to hear it live in person. Like to actually hear them play like Back in Black, Thunderstruck, even TNT and Rosie and You Shook Me and all the ones that always get airtime. It was a different feeling when you hear it live than when you just listen to the song itself.
I agree.
Like it's crazy.
And also hearing the Power Up songs live in person was great.
Oh, I'll get to that later of how I thought of how I was feeling at certain points and aspects.
All right,
Um,
I'm back.
well,
Oh,
hello,
hi,
Tyler.
Tyler.
Were you
Sorry, I
listening
Yeah,
had
to
to.
nice
us?
to see you.
I just had to put a load of laundry in.
You're good. You're good. I was just telling Case. Um, it was right after Back in Black. Did you hear? I'm sure you probably heard me. Um, is when I came to the realization I was actually seeing them, and hearing Back in Black. Even though yes, I say the studio tracks ever played, hearing it live was amazing. So I'll have something to say after Demon Fire. That there's a special piece for me during that song, which kind of made the experience wholesome. Um, but I'll get to that after Demon Fire plays. So let's play Demon Fire.
Loves to drive crazy with his love for the lips. Red guns blazing.
Heat Press Nation.
I don't know what the fuck was happening there. The videos kept bouncing around. Um, can I just say how badass Demon Fire is live?
Yep.
Line what's up? If you want to join the conversation, we're in the dungeon. Um, but the wholesome moment for me, like during Demon Fire. So I went with my dad, my brother, and our one friend. And my brother, he doesn't know all the lyrics to a lot of the songs and stuff like that. He went because he wanted to see me like actually enjoying something I've been waiting for. Um, but to hear him sing Demon Fire and he was like jumping on my shoulders and stuff like that brought like the whole like thing together for me, thinking like, he's the one that went out of his way and he was sweating to get these tickets for me. He was trying, he was the one that was like trying to get everything ready um to do this. And then to see him just as having as much fun as I was made the whole thing just better, if that makes sense.
That's awesome, dude.
It was it was great. I tell you. I mean, I'm gonna say that probably the whole night, but no, Demon Fire. That was such a treat to hear. And I think again, that song was definitely made to be played live because I think the live version is like 100 times better than the studio version. Even though I still think Demon Fire's studio track is still a very high end song.
The best one off the Power Up album for a reason.
Well, for you maybe, but Demon Fire. I think you know what the funny thing is? First time I heard Demon Fire, I thought it was going to be a dud.
Really?
The first time I heard Demon Fire, I was not excited about it. And now, as I started listening to it more, now that I've been hearing it live, I'm just like, it completely changed my mind about it. It was great. No, you're good, Line. I was just letting you know you had the option. Um, but you didn't miss much. We only played the first three songs, so you missed Blood, Back in Black, and Demon Fire. Um, I mean, I'm assuming in case it was the same kind of thing for you, like Demon Fire was just
Absolutely.
one of them songs to hear it live was just
Well, I never thought I would get to hear it live because for a while I thought there wasn't even going to be a Power Up tour. So
that's
Power
also
Trip
true,
comes along, and then I hear it at Power Trip for the first time, and that was amazing. And
right?
then they play it live in 2025. How is AC/DC still touring in 2025? I have no clue.
But
And you
they're
know
doing
the
it great.
crazy thing? They're doing great. And the crazy thing is, this year Power Trip will be 2 years old.
2 years old.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cra-
uh, it's been
wait
2 years. Power
hold on.
Trip.
Wait a second. Do I need to? Oh, I might have fucked up again. Do I need to increase the OBS desktop audio? No, it's pretty high still. I'll move it up just a little bit more. All right.
Get it done.
Whoops, I forgot to check that, but we'll just move it up a little bit. It's okay. It'll be good. So we might as well just keep moving on. You don't have anything
Yep.
else to ask me. Now I will say, "Shot Down in Flames." We'll talk about it. It's such a great song to hear live. I loved it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it sucked.
That song should never be replaced. I take what I say about Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be back. Yeah, Shot Down in Flames deserves to stay.
All right, I'm back.
We're back again.
Yeah, sorry, man. It's been such a rough week. Well, and you remember what I told you? Yeah, it hasn't been good. But I'm just doing chores, so I'm back.
No, you're good. You don't gotta apologize. I'm good. You're good. I meant. Um, but yeah, like I said, hearing "Shot Down in Flames," it made me realize that it needs to stay in the set. I don't think it doesn't need to be replaced with anything. Uh, yeah, it can stay in the set for good. Oh, did you see? Going back to Demon Fire, it made me laugh because it's just Brian, but I love how he started singing the second.
There was a blooper. Yeah, I saw it.
He started singing the second verse of Demon Fire a little bit early. Um, but those kind of things, I just laugh with him because it's just like I think he's just so excited he just starts getting ahead of himself.
Hey guys, I'm back.
No problem, Case.
Yeah, I really like the Brian bloopers. Those are always the best. Um, I think in Warsaw, or no, not Warsaw. Well, anyway, somewhere on this like European tour,
Hmm.
he did the same thing, but instead of singing the next verse early, he just like you know how the second verse is longer than the first one.
Yeah,
He just like kept going. I think it was Frog. I think it was that show.
could be.
Anyways, I just had to share that whole
Yeah,
tidbit. So I thought it was funny.
it is. I don't think I stopped smiling the whole time. I'm kind of like Tyler. I was in such a I was in such awe that I was even in their presence. It was like I finally saw the kings, and it was like I saw a king, and I was just like, I am honored to be in front of them, type of thing. It was crazy.
That's crazy, dude.
But so we got Thunderstruck next, which again, the studio tracks ever played, but hearing this was also a completely different trip.
Yeah.
something I realized that I look back at, and I think I really did feel that Matt's drums really hit you. Case, I don't know if you can agree or disagree to that.
He left the call.
Oh, Case left. He must have had to go. But yeah, something. Oh, hello, Lion. But yeah, Matt Logs. No, you're good, Case. You're good. I said Matt's drums really hit me in the chest. The more I think about it, and the more I realize it, it's like that. I mean, the whole sound hits you, but like, especially on this song, I noticed it the most. I don't know why. Out of Thunderstruck, I felt the drums like hit me in the body a lot more, better than Phil. Sometimes I agree, Case. I do agree to that. But no, it was again hearing a song that yes, I claim is overplayed on the radio, but hearing it live is wholly totally different scenario. And it was at this point in the show that I had a Power Up Tour shirt on, and I've already sweated through the shirt. At this, like I was soaked already. Like 5 songs in, I was drenched. And I remember my brother. He told me, he said, he's like, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I said, okay. So then, right as Have a Drink on Me played, he brought me a drink because his whole plan was to fool me because he didn't want me to leave because I had nothing to drink at this point. I was sweated. I was dry. I was, I had nothing. And he's like, then he tricked me going into the bathroom. So he came back. And right as Have a Drink on Me was playing, he got me water so I wouldn't like. They told me that they didn't want to carry me out on a stretcher after the show was over. Like before we even went down there, he's like, "Now don't die or pass out when you come down here." I said, "Well, I'll try not to. There's no guarantees." But yeah, it was cool. It was really cool to hear Have a Drink on Me, which we'll go to next. I'm glad "Have a Drink on Me" has became a staple in the set list at this point. It deserves to be. I don't think it was played enough prior to Rocker Blast. Baron, hello, welcome in. Tonight, as you can see from the title of the stream, tonight's my birthday, and we're rewatching the Landover show that I went to back in May, kind of just reliving it. If there's any questions people want to ask me, you can always ask me that, and I will answer them. But we just finished "Have a Drink on Me," so you only missed six songs out of the set list, which is you didn't miss much. But it's good to see you in here. You're right, Case. Baron is. Thank you, Baron. Appreciate that. I'm glad to see you in here. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm glad "Have a Drink on Me" has became like a staple, I think, now in the set list. Yes, he is back in black. Um, and either of you have anything to say to me at this point yet?
I Would Drink on Me live was higher than my expectations because before I said there were too many Black and Black songs I heard live, I was like, maybe it should stay.
I think it should stay. It's one of them ones where if they played it from here on out completely, I would be fine with "Have a Drink on Me" staying and being played more. I don't like I said, I don't think it was played as much as it should have been, at least in the '80s. You would think a song off of Back in Black would have been played more, but "Having Drink on Me" really wasn't played that much.
Mm-mm.
You're right, Case. It should be a staple, and so I was happy to hear it. It was great. So I think what we're gonna do after Stiff Upper Lip, I'll start doing two tracks, two songs, and then we'll stop. But I definitely want to hear Hell's Bells, Shot in the Dark, and Stiff Upper Lip by themselves. Um, so cool thing though. Before I get to Hell's Bells, it was so cool though to see that bell in person and actually hear it. It was awesome. Amazing. That's all I got to say about that. That was so cool to hear that live. It was so cool. I mean, it was cool to hear everything live, obviously. Um, but to see the bell and actually experience that, it was something else. And I remember right after Hell's Bells was over, I looked at my brother and my dad, and I said, "The next two songs are the fun ones," because I knew I was so excited to hear "Shot in the Dark" and "Stiff Upper Lip" with my own ears. And I said, I love everything, but I said these two specifically. I said these are the ones I've been like really excited to hear for the whole time, along with Rock and Roll Train later and High Voltage. But there was something about just hearing "Shot in the Dark" and "Stiff Upper Lip" that I was so excited about that I really let loose when those two came on, like more than I was. Um, Case, you said "Shot in the Dark" is surprisingly good. It is good. It really is. Like it's "Shot in the Dark" is starting to move into like in contention with so like my absolute favorites. Simply just by how good to me it sounds live. Like I get pure enjoyment out of hearing "Shot in the Dark" live. Case, what'd you think about it whenever you saw it in Dallas? Surreal. It was surreal because that was like "Shot in the Dark" was the first song that I heard from whenever Power Up was being released, and I remember it was the first album. Like I remember getting hyped for it. I don't remember so much Rocker Bust or Black Ice. I was still kind of young at the time, and I wasn't as an in-depth fan at the time as I am now. But I remember when Power Up they were doing the teasing thing for "Shot in the Dark." I was just I didn't know what to think. um, so speaking of "Shot in the Dark," let's play it. It was "Shot in the Dark" is such a fun song. It doesn't matter if it's studio or live. Like "Shot in the Dark" is just one of like it just keeps growing and growing to being in my top. Like it's great. And I think it was also a really spectacular choice at a power up to be played live along with Demon Fire. You're right, Baron. What a song! Exactly, it is. It's great. But the next one was even more of a treat to hear because I never would have thought I would ever, if I was gonna go, like if they were gonna come around and I was gonna go, I would never thought "Stiff Upper Lip" would be a song that I would hear. So that was even more special to hear that song. Um, which again, like that to me, that's probably one of the top back-to-back tracks in a set list. Is "Shot in the Dark" and "Stiff." Aaron, did you say I forget? Did you say you went? I don't remember. I don't remember when you said that you went to Solemn. But yeah, hearing "Stiff" was just such a treat in itself. Like it was that was just a whole nother experience. I think "Stiff" has an ad in front of it, so I'm gonna mute this real quick. We'll just get the ad over with. Oh, okay, it didn't have an ad that time. Okay. Um, so yeah, let's just keep it going. I think and then Demon Fire better. Okay, case. Um, I saw them Wembley and Bratislava, the best hours of my life. That's awesome, Baron. On the bright side, speaking of Bratislava, I will be uploading audio of that show here shortly, in about a week or two. I have it scheduled out. So Bratislava is going to be the first outside of Power Trip, the first Power Up tour audio that I will be uploading. But I'm glad that you went to see him, Baron. That's great. So after Stiff Upper Lip, we're gonna go to two tracks. So so after Stiff, we're gonna go Highway to Hell, Shoot to Thrill, and Sin City Train, Dirty Deeds, Voltage, Riff. We're just gonna do with that. Those are both big ass shows. Facts case they were. Um, so yeah, let's get into Stiff.
Well, I was out on a drive on a little trip, looking for thrills to get me some kicks. Now I want you ladies, I shoot from the hip. I was born with a stiff upper lip.
That was such a treat to hear. Like that made the night to be able to actually hear that with my own ears because Stiff Upper Lip is also one of my top favorites ever. So to hear that and it was so good. Like that song was meant to be played live as well. I don't care what anybody says. Stiff Upper Lip was made to be played live. Case Baron, never thought you would get to hear that song. Either did I, Case. I like in my mind, like I said, like if they were ever going to tour, I never thought in my life that Stiff would be put into the set list after being out of the set list for 20 years before Power Trip. Between Hammersmith '03 to Power Trip, it was, give or take roughly around 10 years. I didn't get to see the live stream of Power Trip because I was away that weekend. But when I looked up the set list, I was like, no shit. Did they bring Stiff Upper Lip back? And I was like, what the fuck? It was great though. Like I was so happy. Um, Flip side, I was so happy they brought Give 'Em the Dog a Bone 2 nights ago. That made that I was freaking out when I saw that. Man, could you imagine if they came back and I was at a show and they played Give 'Em the Dog a Bone? I'd cry. I would because I love that song so much. It was just so good. Stiff. Um, 24 songs, 3 in standard. Brian was rough. Facts. So at this point, like I said, we're gonna do 2 tracks because I do want to eat dinner between this and Twitch. So we'll go Highway to Hell, Shoot to Thrill. We'll talk about it. Sin City, Rock and Roll Train. Like I said, the only issue with Rock and Roll Train of what they did, which it isn't wrong, but they just left the Power Up Tour logo up for like a minute. So, but you still get at least a good rest of the song, especially at their final show. Shut up, Case. Um, do you think they'll play Through the Mist of Time or Ride On? I don't know. It's hard to say, Baron. But the way the rest of the tour has gone, I don't see them pulling something that wild out. You can't count it out. Um, I mean, maybe they would do what they're doing now with the 13 spot by switching Train and Doggy Dog and Hell Ain't and giving the dog a bone. I mean, they might just do a switch like that. Um, I just don't see them pulling something that wild. But they've done crazy stuff before, so like them playing Go Zone in '88, that was kind of wild. But you never know. No problem, Line. I appreciate you at least stopping in for a little bit. I don't think Brisbane will be the. No, I don't think so. Thanks again, Line. I appreciate you. But Case, I agree. I don't think Brisbane will be their last. I think they're coming back. I have a feeling they're going to come back to the States, and I am definitely going again. You can bet money on that. So let's move on to Highway to Hell and Shoot to Thrill. Watch them too. We'll discuss anything that you guys want to say, and then we'll go to Sin City and Train. So Highway to Hell was cool. To hear the crowd joining in, like that was a really awesome experience to hear everybody like chiming into it. And Shoot to Thrill has so much energy. Like doesn't matter what tour you hear Shoot to Thrill, it's amazing regardless.
I'm back.
I thought you might have left for the night.
No, no, no. I'm just doing chores.
No, you're good. You don't need to apologize, Tyler. I'm glad that you're still at least watching or listening.
What are we on now?
We just finished Highway to Hell and Shoot to Thrill together, and I was saying about how awesome it was to hear everyone sing Highway to Hell, like the chorus together, and it was like the stadium just like lights up, and it was like it was really cool to hear that. And Shoot to Thrill, just how much energy Shoot to Thrill has, regardless. Like it's such a great song.
Hey, Baron, how are you?
Highway to Hell
Yeah,
is so much
sorry.
better now than it was in 2024. Case, I think it's because it's in a proper spot in the set.
Oh, well, I've said this before. This lineup is way better than the Rocker Bus lineup. It's not even close. I don't think he's better than Phil, but he's damn good.
Matt Log is doing amazing.
He is.
I do like the tour sound though too. I do like like the whole sound of how everything's tuned. I do really like that as well. Much better than I do the Rocker Bus tuning on the tour. But everything is just gelling, and and like I said, I was having the time of my life. And then and then one thing I do want to let any of you know that are still in here, this tour sounds better than Black Ice.
No,
Case.
it doesn't. Sorry. Sorry,
I,
Case. I'll disagree with you there.
I knew Tyler would have something to say about that. So in the middle of Sin City, when Angus is like getting his tie out and doing whatever he's doing with the guitar and the tie, you'll hear a young guy say, "You rule." You'll hear him yell that, and he was directly behind me, and he's fairly close to who's recording this. So that's how I kind of put all the pieces together, thinking that this whoever recorded this Whitechapel, they couldn't have been too far behind me at all. Because you can hear him. He's relatively close to this guy's right. So I just want to throw that in there. You hear "You Rule." That was the kid. I couldn't call him a kid. He was like 20 or 21, but he was like right behind me. Um, so that was a little nitbit. It does though. So we'll listen to Sin City Rock and Roll Train. We'll stop again, and then we'll just do two songs from here on out. Um, we'll go it that way. So Tyler, do you have anything to say to me at this point?
I tuned in late. I didn't even know what song we were on. But so what the two we're doing now are what?
Sin City and Rock and Roll Train.
Yeah, I'll be around. So the laundry's in the dryer, so I got time now for a bit.
You're good. So let's hit them up. Both of those songs are so amazing. Sin City, I'm telling you, Matt Logg's drums on Sin City were something extraordinary. I
Definitely.
I love the heaviness. I think Matt Logg's drums might come to a close second right behind Phil Rudd's ball breaker sound. I really love Matt on drums. And hearing Rock and Roll Train, that almost brought a tear to my eye during the show because I love that song to the. I mean, I love a lot of songs, obviously, but Train was the closest thing I could get to hearing something off Black Ice, and and Train itself is just a masterpiece. So it was so cool to hear both of them live. Um, but yeah, did you? I mean, yeah, like I said, the young person who yelled "You rule" in Sin City, I was literally right in, like he was right behind me. So this person recording this would, I mean, they haven't have been a row or two behind me, if that. So which made have me have a special connection to these recordings because it was basically where I was at, give or take a couple seats or a row.
Now whoever recorded this, they added audio on top of it, right?
I don't know. I have no clue. Why?
It's
Why do you say that?
uh, it may it's I'll have a look. Well, sometimes people will record videos, and if there's an audio source, they'll put it over top.
Really?
That's I'm just wondering. Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time, but who knows? That could have been right from the camera they used.
I thought it was because it, like I said, it sounds exactly the way I heard it that night. Like sometimes you know, in recordings you can hear distortions. Baron, you have to go, no problem. Thanks for stopping in anyway. Um, but this recording specifically, if it's not their original recording, which I highly doubt it wouldn't be, um, whoever did record it, I mean, it sounds when I listen to it in headphones, it's exactly the way I heard it that night. Because there was somebody else who recorded the show and it didn't have the same feel to me as much as this one did. So, but yeah, that's surprising if people would actually do that. Interesting. Are you getting an impression, Tyler, that it could have been? Like, is there something that you picked up on?
No, like it's just something people do. Like it's not a bad thing. It makes it sound better.
Right? I mean, as long as it's synced up, I guess it really isn't too big of a deal.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Hearing Rock and Roll Train was a dream come true. So the next two we got, Dirty Deeds and High Voltage. High Voltage specifically, I was also excited to hear because I wanted to hear the breakdown, which was amazing. And Dirty Deeds, again, the Matt's drums, just something different, and it's a good different. So we got Dirty Deeds, High Voltage, and then it's Riff Raff and You Shook Me. That was hearing. I had so much fun hearing High Voltage when I was there. It was such a great time. And Dirty Deeds was even good, but I was so happy to hear High Voltage when I was there. Also, Tom, I'm gonna call you Tom for short. Welcome into the stream. It's awesome to hear that you were at one back in 1991. But this was my first one that I just went to about 2 months ago. Best day of my life, best night of my life. Yeah, it was amazing. The high voltage kicked ass. I don't care what anyone says. And Brian he still hit the high notes. Like during the crowd interaction thing, he could still get up there, and it was awesome. It was amazing. Um, but so we got the next two that we're gonna watch is Riff Raff and You Shook Me. So we got six more songs, then the set is over. So we got, like I said, we got Riff Raff, You Shook Me, and then we're gonna watch Rosie and Let There Be Rock, and then we're gonna final with TNT and For Those About to Rock. I think if I'm correct, Let There Be Rock was like 23 minutes. I was really trying to get some confetti when they shot the confetti off, but I was just out of reach when they shot that off. I saw a piece flying to me, but it landed too short. I really wanted a piece of that. Um, so let's get to Riff Raff and You Shook Me. as much as I always say that it was a treat to hear Shot in the Dark, Stiff, High Voltage, Demon Fire, things like that. I think I think the biggest treat was to hear Riff Raff.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I never would have thought I was going to hear Riff Raff. It's just one of them things because before Power Trip, Brian only sang the song what once for certain. I mean, he kind of rehearsed it during the Who Made Who like rehearsals, but he didn't really he didn't actually play it in a show. The only time he played it was in the VH1 studios, correct? In '96,
Yeah.
I think so. So Riff Raff was all that was my one friend. Riff Raff is one of his favorite songs, and he was there with us that night. And he's been trying to master how to play it, and he knew it was going to be played. But as soon as Angus started the intro, he just stood there and like he couldn't move. Like he was so that'd be like me if Anything Goes was played. Like it'd be one of them songs where it's his absolute favorite, and it stunned him that he was actually hearing it with his own ears. So that was cool for me to see him happy about that. But I mean, this whole show was nothing but it was nothing short of amazing.
I got to apologize, man. I'm sorry I'm not so lively tonight, dude. Well, I told you what happened, and I'm trying to get stuff done and watch you. That way tomorrow I'm free.
Oh, you're good. You don't gotta apologize. I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, are you gonna be around tonight? I mean, if not,
Oh yeah.
that's
Oh no
fine.
no 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 no. I'll be there. That's the good news. All the chores are done. I just got to take my uh stuff out of the dryer, and that should be around the time you go live. So you're thinking 9:30?
Somewhere in there. I want to give myself some time to eat and get everything ready. But yeah, I'm thinking about hopefully about maybe it could be a little bit later. It just depends on when I get everything set and eaten and all that good stuff. So, but I'm gonna aim for around that time. But we got Rosie and Let There Be Rock. Let There Be Rock is 21 minutes. Rosie is basically six and a half. Unfortunately, they didn't have the blow up Rosie anymore, but the cool little like neon 3D thing on the screen, it was pretty cool to see. Plus, the song is just amazing live anyway. So, let's get into these two, and then we'll discuss anything, and then we'll finish it. We'll finish it out.
He making us feel so welcome. Say it.
Now, wasn't that freaking cool?
Yeah, that was amazing. That's the first time I've ever seen a Let There Be Rock in full from that tour.
Really?
Hmm.
I'm glad the show that I went to was your first time seeing the full Let There Be Rock. Also, Zach, I'm glad you stopped in, even though
Oh,
it's a little late in the set list, but at least you're here. But Zach's
hey, Zach.
comment, he said they're more fun to watch now compared to 2008. So Tyler, you saw them in '09. Can you what's your opinion on that?
Um, Not much to say. It's just based on people's perspectives. Like,
Hmm.
Kay seems to think that I don't know. It's very difficult to say because they sound very solid here, but
Right.
I don't think it's better than the Black Ice tour. But then again, that was the second lineup, so I don't know. It's pick and choose. But I will say this: the version I saw of Let There Be Rock was a headbanging one. This is a groovy one. If I had to put my analysis on it.
So you say this one has, let me think how you said headbanging back in '09 when you saw 'em.
Hmm.
And this one, it has more of like a softer like tone to it. You're kind of, is that what you're,
More groovy. Um,
rather than headbanging?
yeah, but that's not a bad thing at all.
Oh no, not at all. I like the speed of Let There Be Rock here than I do in some other tours. I don't know. Again, it's probably because I was there and I'm being biased, but I don't know, man. I wish I could have gotten a piece of that confetti whenever Angus went down on the rising platform. But I was just too short. I wanted some, but I saw some pieces flying to me, but they just didn't have enough airtime to get to me. Zach,
Brian,
I think he sounds great for being what, 77. I think he's doing fantastic, and I get what you're saying, but you can clearly see they're putting every ounce of effort they have into these shows, and I couldn't ask for anything. I mean, they're doing exceptional. They really are. And I hope after this Australia stint in November and December that they come back to the States. But we can only wait and see, right? So, so we got two more songs left of the concert. We got TNT and For Those About to Rock. And hearing those cannons was everything I thought it would be. It was perfect. But I'll talk about that after it's all said and done when we wrap up the stream. But let's finish it out, and then we'll have any last minute comments or anything, and then we'll end the stream. And just like that, the best night of my life was over. It is absolutely insane how fast a concert goes when you're there. It literally felt like 5 minutes from If You Want Blood to the end there. It went too quick. And people kept telling me concerts go super quick, and they're absolutely right. Um, Same, Zach. How do you think I felt when I was there? Same as you felt like when you were in Tampa. It's insane. Um, but one thing I wanted to say, the cannons, even on the recording, they were loud. Like, for a recording. And when I was there, my every time the cannons would go off, my right ear would just go out. Like it would just go completely like silent, and then it came back after a few seconds. I'm like, that is cool. Even though I might go, I was like, if I don't hear out of this ear, I don't care. It was worth it. But it's part of the experience, and you know, it was such a wonderful, awesome day of my life. I hope they can come back again because I would love to do it again. But
Do you know what I said after my concert?
what was that?
What do I do now?
That's what I thought. I'm like, okay, so what do I do? Like, so Zach, the thing with me, I think I had so much adrenaline during the concert that I didn't cry. It was more the day after when it all sat in for me. I think the whole next day, I don't think I stopped tearing up for most of the day. Like I just couldn't believe that I was there and it was gone, it was over, and it was something I look forward to since December of last year when my brother got the tickets. From December to May, it felt like an eternity, and now I can't believe it's already been 2 months ago. But Tyler, I agree with you. I kind of after it was over and everyone was getting ready to leave, I'm like, what do I do? Isn't there more? Like I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Um, but it was well worth it, and the whole experience was amazing. Walking into the stadium, going to the merch lines, and going through that, and seeing where your seat was, seeing the stage before anything even happened, and then obviously going through the show as it went. It was nothing less than I could have asked for. It was awesome. Um, But I appreciate anyone and everyone who stopped in to celebrate and be here for my birthday, watching the show.
Yeah, Zach. Zach, wish Mr. Boots a happy birthday if you don't mind. I did this morning before I went to bed. So
You were the first one. Um, but I couldn't. This was such a great evening. I was looking forward to this all week.
oh, what a recording of this too. My God.
Right? I got to shout out Whitechapel again. I don't know if they'll ever see this. I mean, I tagged them in the description of the stream in the video, but if they ever see this, I just want to know what great camera work the whole time. I mean, it was pretty steady the whole time. Like there was barely any moving. And I got to give them credit for trying to make some of the videos like a music video with some of the slides and the interaction and the different things that they were doing. Um, but I mean, sound, visual. I mean, Whitechapel, you did a great job, and I just want to say I appreciate you recording this to let me relive the best night of my life. So if you see this,
Satellite Boots wants to marry you.
but I've seen other recordings of the show, and this one was by far my favorite. And I just gotta, if you ever see this, just know that I appreciate it.
Oh God. Not that my recording was still fine, but if it was anything like this, holy moly.
Right, and I mean, most of it was a screen recording, but which was fine because then you could see everything. Which a lot of video recordings of shows are on the screens. At least a lot of them that I've seen. So that's nothing negative about this whatsoever. It was great, and I got to say again, what you heard on the recordings tonight was exactly how I heard it standing there. So that's another reason why I'm attached to this specific recording because it was everything that I remembered it to be. So I just got to say thank you again. And Tyler, Zach, Lion and Case earlier, and anybody else who might have stopped in, I just want to say
There was one comment, but I chose not to. Did you see that?
from the one person that only left one comment.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say something. I just said, no. I'm already in a pissed off mood. If I unleash on this butthead, he'll be he'll be toast. But yeah. That's an opinion a lot of people have, and I think it's silly.
Let me scroll back up real quick. I don't even remember what it
Oh, he
was.
called it a cover band.
That's right. Yeah, fuck that. You're lucky if you even come back into my stream again.
Well, we know how to do that now. What a
Yep, we
peaceful
do.
stream. Yeah, we had much peaceful streams. And if he's watching, well,
Oh
we
no,
gave you
he
plenty.
screwed up.
We gave you plenty of warnings.
But I just want to say thank you again. I'm going to end the stream. It was a wonderful to relive that, and it's been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So Zach, again, thank you. Tyler, thank you, and
Happy birthday, man.
appreciate it. And until the next time, whenever that may be, it's looking more like it seems like we've been on a track of every 2 weeks. It seems like, but we're going to try to get back next week. We'll see what happens in everybody's schedule. We'll go from there. So I appreciate everybody.